The greatest beneficiary of the blood pool trial was neither Xiao Yan, nor Nilan Yanran, nor even Feng Qing'e, but rather she, whom even the four great pavilions dared not provoke. The natural blood pool trial officially began. How mysterious was the blood pool, rumored to help break through bottlenecks? How much did Xiao Yan benefit from it? Dozens of young talents from the central state not only vied for the 8 human spots, but also had to pass through the metal-eating clan's selection trials. However, the one who benefited the most in the end was neither Xiao Yan nor Feng Qing'e, feared by countless forces in the upper and middle regions. The true reason for the formation of the heavenly mountain blood altar was because of the volcano at its peak, which was the most concentrated area of energy in the entire Tianmu mountain range. Over hundreds of years, the heavenly mountain blood altar had accumulated a massive amount of blood red energy. Every 100 years, the Tianmu mountain would experience a huge energy tide, most of which would converge in the altar, forming a red liquid. The reason why it was called blood altar was because this energy, although fierce and intense, was purer than Dou Qi energy and much easier to refine. Countless major forces in the central state wanted to use the opportunities within it to boost their disciples' future. Feng Qing'e, Mu Qingwan, and others, despite their strong backgrounds and strengths, were still eager for the opportunities within the blood altar. After meeting Nilan Yanran, they were even more determined to win a spot for her, which might not assist her in breaking through to the Dou zone level, but could lay a solid foundation for reaching the pinnacle of Dou Emperor. It was also considered a gift for Yun Yun. Their luck was extraordinary. They had just arrived here and obtained a spirit-summoning white fox, which could help them navigate the maze. The outer maze of the Tianmu mountain not only confused the minds of those who entered, but also rendered their soul perception useless. Just the first threshold discouraged numerous talents from the central state. The following second checkpoint was even more challenging, a soundwave array set up by the metal-eating clan. Before reaching the checkpoint, Xiao Yan and that Thunderman attracted the scrutiny of many. In the eyes of others, it was extremely difficult for one person to pass through this soundwave array alone, let alone with another person. They would likely perish within. However, Xiao Yan had already figured out a solution. Back in the northwest continent, he had unexpectedly obtained a soundwave Dou technique named Lion Roar, which relied on vigorous Dou Qi to force its way through. Xiao Yan intended to engage in a soundwave battle this time. Soundwave Dou techniques were rare, and coupled with Xiao Yan's strength as a 9-star Dou Emperor, Mr. Jiang still managed to protect him all the way to the checkpoint, even killing an elite, leaving only 8 qualified humans, including Phoenix Pavilion's Feng Qing'e, Immortal Shadow Pavilion's Mu Qingwan, and Hades Pavilion's Wang Chen, and 10,000 Swords Pavilion's Tang Ying. Among them, the last one, with the assurance of breaking through to the Dou zone level, was Feng Qing'e. However, Xiao Yan was one step ahead of the others. Before the soundwave battle, he had already bribed the metal-eating clan's Goldstone team leader, exchanging the treatment of the fire poison for a cipher. The greatest creation of the blood pool was not the superficial red liquid, but the purest energy deep within the pool. Although this part of the energy was rare, it contained more energy than the outer layer by dozens of times. The metal-eating clan guarded such a treasure because of the intense fire poison within, which prevented long-term absorption and cultivation. As the strongest member of the metal-eating clan, the Goldstone team leader had reached the level of a 7th-ranked magical beast, but the price was a body full of illnesses. The accumulated fire poison made Goldstone increasingly weak. Even speaking a few words would leave him breathless. His originally long lifespan was now running short. It wasn't until he met Xiao Yan, who possessed a strange fire, that hope rekindled within him. The reason why the fire poison was difficult to resolve was because it required high demands on the alchemist. Without reaching at least 6th rank, knowing the location of the disease would be futile. Xiao Yan not only had a strong soul, but also had 3 types of strange fires as assistants. Resolving the fire poison was just a matter of course for him. With the golden skull, gifted by Goldstone, Xiao Yan entered the cultivation treasure left by the metal-eating clan, the deepest part of the blood altar. Xiao Yan immediately formed the outstanding cultivation hand seal and entered the cultivation state. As the dense, viscous blood-red energy surged, the entire blood altar became restless. The absorption speed surpassed that of Feng Qing and others by several times. Feng Qing needed 5 days to absorb all the energy, while Xiao Yan only took a moment to refine it all. His bones, flesh, and Dou Qi cultivation all further evolved, and his stagnated soul power also grew. While Feng Qing and others took only 7 days to absorb the energy to saturation and hurriedly left, Xiao Yan stayed there for 2 months. When he emerged, the heavens and the earth shook, and he broke through to the 9-star Dou Emperor realm, becoming a powerful Dou zone. On the other side, Goldstone finally breathed a sigh of relief when he saw that Xiao Yan was safe and sound. Goldstone was considered the strongest of the metal-eating rats, and their ability to occupy the Tianmu mountain entirely relied on his strength. If Goldstone were to perish, it would be a huge loss for the metal-eating rats. After years of resistance between the metal-eating rats and humans, they finally obtained 2 spots to enter the blood altar. But even so, they took advantage of their unique geographical advantages. Although individual members of the special beast race were extremely weak, when gathered together, they formed an extremely powerful force. Even the 4 great pavilions of the central state did not dare to underestimate them. After finding the treasure deep in the blood altar, they were unable to absorb and refine it for long due to the fire poison. Watching Goldstone suffer greatly, Xiao Yan decided to help them solve this problem. In the following days, Xiao Yan instructed the metal-eating clan to find medicinal materials, while he focused on refining pills indoors. Through the combination of strange fire and ice attribute pills, in just 5 days, Xiao Yan completely eliminated the hidden danger of fire poison for Goldstone, and even gave the prescription and production method to the metal-eating rats. Finally, they could freely enter and exit the depths of the blood altar, cultivating countless top-tier beast warriors and dominating the central state. The benefits that the metal-eating rats gave to Xiao Yan were not small either. With numerous branches of the dragon clan, although not as powerful as the serpent clan and far ancient families like the heavenly demon emperor and the Taiji ancient dragon, they still had a considerable reputation in the beast world. With many members, they knew various information about the central state, and were considered the knowledgeable beings in the beast world. The ally of the Gandas alliance was also delighted, not in vain, for his efforts. No one could have imagined that the ultimate beneficiary of this blood pool trial would be a beast clan that had been oppressed for centuries. Xiao Xiao and Xiao Ling. One born as a Dozong, the other striving to become strong. Who is stronger? Don't worry, let me tell you slowly. Xiao Xiao, innate Dozong powerhouse. Let's start with Sister Xiao Xiao. This little girl is indeed the unexpected joy of Xiao Yan and Medusa. Back then, when Xiao Yan persuaded the fallen heart flame, he accidentally got invaded by its evil nature, resulting in the birth of our lovely Xiao Xiao with Medusa. This girl's bloodline is extraordinary, inheriting her mother Medusa's rainbow, swallowing sky python bloodline and the primordial void dragon bloodline of the purple flame. She's like a walking bloodline treasury. What's even more impressive is that this girl is also a disciple of Yao Lao. When Yao Lao saw her, he was extremely fond of her and directly accepted her as a closed-door disciple, imparting all his skills, including the incinerating technique and alchemy. With the Star Meteor Pavilion risking their lives to collect strange fires for Xiao Xiao, she could chase after a Dozun even before reaching adulthood. Her cultivation speed and strength are terrifying to the extreme. Xiao Lin, rising star, diligent in cultivation. Let's talk about Xiao Lin, the younger brother. He's the son of Xiao Yan and Xiao Suna. Despite having a powerful sister, he hasn't enjoyed much privilege. Since childhood, he's either been beaten by his sister or on the path of cultivation. Although he has the bloodline of the Flame Emperor and the divine bloodline of Xiao Suna, Xiao Yan has been quite strict with him, never letting up. However, this young man is quite ambitious. With his strong bloodline and relentless effort, his cultivation speed is astonishing. In Soul Land too, Xiao Yan tasked him with probing Mu Chen's strength, and even with holding back, Mu Chen couldn't withstand even 3 moves from Xiao Lin. If Xiao Yan hadn't held back, Mu Chen might not have been able to withstand even 1 move. This shows Xiao Lin's strength. Sibling rivalry, who's stronger? So, who's stronger between these siblings? Actually, it's hard to say. Although Xiao Lin's strength has surpassed Xiao Xiao, her terrifying cultivation method is unmatched. She sleeps periodically, and each time she wakes up, her strength surges. Xiao Lin deeply fears his sister's feast, afraid that one day she'll awaken and surpass him directly in cultivation. So, despite Xiao Lin's formidable strength, he's still very afraid of his sister. Thus, Xiao Xiao's position is higher than Xiao Lin's. As for combat prowess, it's definitely Xiao Xiao who has a slight edge. But regardless of Xiao Xiao or Xiao Lin, they are both the pride of the Flame Emperor, Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan's creation of the tricolored fire lotus, with his Dozong strength, was indeed terrifying. Not only did it easily destroy the 9 Heavens Thunder Prison Formation, but it also severely injured the 3 5-star Dozongs of Wind, Thunder, and Lightning. Unfortunately, Xiao Yan attracted the attention of Fei Tian, the Lord of the Wind and Thunder Pavilion, who is an 8-star Dozong powerhouse. In the scene a few days ago, Xiao Yan fought alone against the 3 Dozong powerhouses of Wind, Thunder, and Lightning to help the Han family out of their predicament. All 3 old men have the strength of 5-star Dozongs, and their joint 9 Heavens Thunder Prison Formation is terrifying. Even with Xiao Yan reaching the realm of 8-star Dozong with his ghostly transformation, he couldn't easily break it. The 3 old men's cooperation was exceptionally tacit, and after several rounds, Xiao Yan didn't gain any advantage. Especially the old man with the wind attribute, his wind escape could easily intercept Xiao Yan's attacks. Xiao Yan quickly realized something was wrong and used the flame-splitting devouring torrent whip to attack the old man with the wind attribute. Unexpectedly, the 3 old men of Wind, Thunder, and Lightning could still jointly perform a combination defense barrier. This move was powerful, and even the flame-splitting devouring torrent whip couldn't break through the Wind, Thunder, and Lightning barrier. The 3 old men were also clever, taking advantage of Xiao Yan's completion of his big move to quickly release the Thunder Prison. Countless thunderbolts condensed into thunderballs and locked onto Xiao Yan, whose speed was already terrifying, especially under the influence of the 3000 lightning movement. However, this couldn't go on, as the 3 old men were using the 9 Heavens Thunder Prison Formation as reinforcement. Tian Huzun told Xiao Yan that all formations have weaknesses, and as long as he finds the formation's core, he can break it. In order to break the core above his head, Xiao Yan quickly released the falling heart flame and used the 5-ring fire law. A flame wolf covered in flames emerged from Xiao Yan's head, aimed at the thunderball, and launched an attack. Seizing the opportunity, Xiao Yan quickly released 3 kinds of different fires to create a 3-colored fire lotus. Seeing the situation was unfavorable, the 3 old men of Wind, Thunder, and Lightning attacked the flame wolf together. Unfortunately for Xiao Yan, the 5-ring fire law was just a diversion. The real move was the 3-colored Buddha's furious fire lotus. After the flame wolf was killed, Xiao Yan targeted the car above his head with the fire lotus. Realizing they had been tricked, the three old men were forced to use their ultimate move, called the Rage of the Thunder God. The fists of wind, thunder, and lightning converged and descended from the sky. Next, it depended on whose ultimate move was more powerful. The Dozone's fire lotus locked onto the Thunder God's iron fist and smashed into it. The puny Thunder God's rage was nothing compared to the tricolored fire lotus. Seeing that his fist was about to be shattered, the three old men exerted all their strength, but it was still of no use. As the tricolored fire lotus exploded, the Nine Havens Thunder Prison formation was unexpectedly broken on the spot, and the three old men were severely injured by this blow. With their doji about to be exhausted, the three old men were powerless to resist and could only watch as Xiao Yan took away the storage ring. In addition to the three old men of wind, thunder, and lightning, Hong Tianxiao was also severely injured by this blow. Seeing that the three old men of wind, thunder, and lightning had already escaped, Hong Tianxiao also planned to escape on his own. Unfortunately, Xiao Yan wouldn't give him the chance, especially since the Hong family was the biggest enemy of the Han family. As for the final result, it goes without saying that Hong Tianxiao was bound by the earth demon puppet and then beaten to death by Xiao Yan. After this battle, Xiao Yan had completely offended the Wind and Thunder Pavilion. Afterwards, Xiao Yan bade farewell to Han Shui and Han Yu on his own initiative, claiming that he would come back to catch up when his strength was strong enough. Next was a review of the battle, where Tian Huzun told Xiao Yan that he had planted a soul imprint in him during the 2 times he used ghostly transformation. This thing was not easy to remove, but Xiao Yan also had a way to deal with it. He only needed to refine a clear soul pill, and after eating it, he could remove the soul imprint from his body. Afterwards, Xiao Yan met a shady merchant on the street and bought 2 maps from him. Although the price was high, Xiao Yan also learned about the news of the Tian Shan blood pool from him. If he wanted to advance to the Do Zone level, the opportunity of the Tian Shan blood pool was absolutely not to be missed. Unexpectedly, there was a small accident before heading to the Tianmu Mountains. Fei Tian, the Lord of the Wind and Thunder Pavilion, had already set his sights on Xiao Yan. This guy's strength was very strong, and he easily intercepted the heavy Xian ruler with just 2 fingers. Next, Fei Tian would use the 3000 Thunder Mirage to chase and kill Xiao Yan. The strength of an 8-star dozong was indeed terrifying.